Hi folks, back again, believe it or not. This is Bathrobe Chronicles number 55. And, well, this is one of my favorite subjects, I guess you'd say. Chiropractors and their bogus treatments. Tonight what I want to talk about is, and this is a word I have a hell of a time pronouncing, Kinesiology. Now, what the chiropractors use is they use this bogus treatment, they call it applied kinesiology. So since I have a hard time pronouncing this, and since chiropractors also use it, we'll call it AK, applied kinesiology. And actually, I have a couple of notes. Now, what is kinesiology? Kinesiology is the legitimate study of muscles and muscle movements and things like that. You can go to a real university, a real college, and get a real degree taught by real people. It is science. However, the chiropractors back in the 60s, I know the guy's name, but it isn't even worth mentioning. He came up with this bogus thing, and he called it applied kinesiology. And what they basically claim is that they can test your muscles, and if they find a weakness, then what they'll do is they will prescribe you, prescribe in the loosest sense of the word, a nutrient, some kind of supplement, an herb, or some kind of bullshit that they sell. And that's going to cure this problem, whatever this problem is that they conjured up. Now, how do they do this? Well, folks, you're hardly going to believe what I'm going to tell you. However, all you have to do is do a search on YouTube, and you will find these guys, these whack jobs, these chiropractors who actually promote themselves with actual demonstrations of this. Now, here's the deal. What they do is they take what they call a good substance or a bad substance or whatever, and they put it in a vial or jar or what have you. And then what happens is then if I were being tested, I would hold this in my hand. I would hold this arm out, and then if this is a bad substance, when the chiropractor pushes on my arm, it will go down. If it's a good substance or a substance that's not harmful to me, then there will be resistance in the arm. Now, think about that for a minute. I believe the term is transdermal patches. These are these patches you stick on yourself. They have them. I know they have birth control like that. They have the anti-smoking patches, or the patches to help you with smoking. They have pain patches and everything else. So there is a mechanism, so to speak, that will get this stuff through the skin and into your system. However, at least it's touching. Now, the chiropractors use these little jar things, and of course there's no way it can touch the skin. Now, I'm not even saying these, whether or not these other things would, obviously they couldn't get through right away. There's just no way. You don't put a patch on and boom, it's gone, just like that. They don't even have a patch. There's no actual skin contact. What they're doing is they're holding a jar that has a liquid or what have you in it, and then they're going like this. Now think about that for a minute. You're going to go to a person who is going to tell you to hold a vial and push your arm down and then prescribe you supplements or something to cure whatever problem they've conjured up in their mind that you have because of muscle weakness. Sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? But these are the people who you're going to. I'm not going to, thank goodness. Now, excuse me. For those of you who don't know, chiropractic started in 1895 by a fellow D.D. Palmer, who at the time was a grocer and who also dabbled in healing with magnets. He conjured this chiropractic stuff up. Basically what he said, excuse me, if our spine gets out of alignment, there's something called a vertebral subluxation, and that's a pinching of the nerve or something. And he claimed that most likely over 90% of all the ailments that we have can be fixed by correcting this so-called vertebral subluxation. So I guess some chiropractors might be really proud of their history. We've been around for over 100 years. What they won't tell you, or what they fail to tell you, is the fact that it's never been documented that there is such a thing as a vertebral subluxation. It doesn't exist, folks. It's all in the mind of these whack jobs. D.D. Palmer also talked about vitalism, this energy, this energy that no one's ever seen or measured and obviously doesn't seem to exist. Okay, I'm getting off the track. I just wanted to give you a little brief history of that. Well, let me go to part 2.